This is All India Radio. The news read by Sarabjit Kaur. Government has said that India's total recoveries of COVID-19 cases have now exceeded the total active cases by nearly 16 lakhs. Health Ministry said the constantly increasing recoveries have ensured that the actual caseload of the country has reduced and currently comprises only 23.24% of the total positive cases. This has also resulted in gradually falling mortality rate. Currently, India's case fatality rate is at 1.86%, which is one of the lowest globally. The ministry said it has been made possible due to comprehensive and sustained effectiveness of the centre's policy of testing aggressively, tracking comprehensively, and treating efficiently. Higher number of recoveries and declining mortality rate among COVID patients have shown that India's graded and proactive strategies are delivering results on the field. Health Ministry said a consistently increasing number of recoveries has pushed India's recovery rate among the COVID-19 patients to nearly 75%. During the last 24 hours, around 58,000 COVID patients have been recovered. The total number of recoveries has reached over 22,80,000. Starting from one test in January this year through a single lab in Pune, India has exceeded cumulative tests of more than 3,50,00,000 tests so far. The ministry said the steep rise in the testing is a result of effective implementation of the aggressive testing strategy of the centre through a focused and graded approach. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar has released a standard operating procedure SOP for film and television program shooting amid COVID pandemic. Mr. Javadekar said that the shooting and production for TV and films can now begin. He said many parts of the country have seen complete closure of this segment of industry and fewer states have allowed partial shooting, but government is laying an SOP as per the international experience.
We are laying standard operating procedure as per the international experience, and with the consultation of Health Ministry and with the consultation of the Home Ministry, definitely this will be welcomed by each and everyone related to the film industry, because this is important aspect of economy and it employs millions of people and they were not getting jobs for last 4-5 months. Therefore, we have issued this to facilitate now the production activity to resume and in all respects.
Contact minimization is at the core of the SOP. Mr. Javadekar said this will be ensured by minimal physical contact and sharing of procs. Makeup artists and hairstylists must use PPEs. People handling shared equipment must wear gloves. Lapel mics are to be avoided and never shared. There must be 6 feet physical distancing at shoot locations, recording studios and editing rooms. Scenes, sequences, camera locations, crew position and seating should follow distancing. There should be minimum cast and crew during shoot, and visitors and audience will not be allowed on sets. Coordination with local authorities must be done to manage spectators during outdoor shoots. Higher risk employees should take extra precautions and preferably not be exposed to frontline work requiring contact with public. Using face masks is mandatory at all public and workplaces. Meanwhile, the film fraternity has welcomed the move for resumption of shooting and production. Filmmaker Mehul Kumar expressed happiness over the government's decision.
बहुत ही अच्छे न्यूज है ये फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के लिए, क्योंकि हमारे कितने टेक्नीशियन जो पर डे पे काम करते हैं, जिनका घर उसके ऊपर ही चलता है, तो दे ऑल आर वेरी हैप्पी. हर एक के लिए अच्छा है, छोटे आर्टिस्टों के लिए, छोटे टेक्नीशियन के लिए, बड़े टेक्नीशियनों के लिए भी. और कितनी बड़ी बड़ी फिल्में हैं जो आधी बनी है, किसी की सिर्फ 8-10 दिन की शूटिंग बाकी है, तो काफी पैसा इन्वेस्ट होकर प्रोड्यूसरों का भी उसमें रुका हुआ है.
Puducherry administration has abolished the e-pass system as per the orders of the Ministry of Home Affairs. According to a notification of the Puducherry government, there is no restriction on interstate and intrastate movement of persons and goods. No separate permission or approval e-pass will be required for such movement as per the MHA order. It may be noted that e-pass system was introduced in all the states in the country following the outbreak of coronavirus pandemic to contain infection of the virus. In Chhattisgarh, now e-pass will not be mandatory for travel within or out of the state. The state government has issued an order stating that e-pass for interstate or intrastate movement has been abolished. However, to control the spread of corona infection, e-pass can be used voluntarily for the purpose of contact tracing so that the record of travel history can be kept. However, the guidelines regarding quarantine of 14 days for the persons coming to Chhattisgarh from other states will remain in force. In Assam, over 400 persons have donated plasma in the state. Talking to AIR, Mission Director of National Health Mission, Dr. Lakshmanan S. said that nearly 500 units of plasma have been administered so far. He said that there are 5 centers in Assam where plasma can be donated. A recovered person can donate plasma after 28 days with certain conditions. Over 67,000 persons have been cured so far in the state. Dr. Lakshmanan said that ICMR has conducted sero-survey in the state and its report is likely to come after 2 to 3 weeks. He said that a third-party sero-survey has started in Guwahati, which would also cover another 7 districts. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. The centre has written to state governments and UTs to include all eligible disabled persons under the National Food Security Act NFSA 2013. The Department of Food and Public Distribution has advised all states and UTs to ensure that all disabled persons who are eligible as per identification criteria of beneficiaries under NFSA are covered under the National Food Security Act and they get their entitled quota of food grains under NFSA and Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana as per provisions of the Act. Those not covered should be covered with fresh ration cards to be issued as per the eligibility criteria. The department reiterated that disability is one of the criteria for inclusion of beneficiaries under Antodaya Anna Yojana households as disabled persons are vulnerable section of the society. The letter further advised that it is imperative that they are also covered by states and UTs under the priority households as per the criteria of identification evolved by them. Railways have generated more than 6,40,000 man-days of work under Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan in 6 states. The states are Bihar, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. Rail Minister Piyush Goyal is closely monitoring the progress made in these projects and generation of work opportunities for the migrant labourers under the scheme. Around 165 railway infrastructure projects are being executed in these states. Railway Ministry said 12,276 workers have been engaged in this Abhiyan and the payment of over 1,410 crore rupees has been released to the contractors for the projects being implemented. Railways have identified a number of railway works which are being executed under this scheme. The works are related to construction and maintenance of approach roads for level crossings, construction and maintenance of approach road to railway stations, and plantation of trees at the boundary of railway land. CBI sleuths questioned late actor Sushant Singh Rajput's friend Siddharth Pithani, cook Neeraj Singh and domestic help Dipesh Sawant at the DRDO guest house in Mumbai in connection with his death case. An official said Pithani, Neeraj and Sawant arrived separately at the DRDO guest house in Kalani area of Santa Cruz, where the Central Bureau of Investigations officials are probing the case are staying. In Kargil, a youth from Pashkum Kargil is putting his efforts to pass on his professional talent of football to the young generation for the last 6 years. Since then, 25 under-18 players and 12 under-15 players have joined hands with him and are getting professional football training. Referring to the ongoing Fit India Freedom Run campaign of the Ministry of Sports, Javed said that his players are taking benefit of this lockdown and trek more than 1.5 kilometers daily to train themselves. In football, German giants Bayern Munich have won the European Champions League for the 6th time after beating French side Paris Saint-Germain 1-0 at the final in Portugal's capital Lisbon. And that is the end of this news bulletin.